Welcome back to another tutorial. In this tutorial, we will be focusing on the animation gizmo, animation gadget, and doing some simple animations like this one that I just made recently. So let's go ahead and get started. CV1 and it should be there, or just type in ANI and it will come up in the search bar up here. Once you get your animation gizmo, let's look at some of the settings first, then explain them. So the playback mode, you have loop, which will loop the animation. So let's say my animation is me waving my hand like this. A loop will make it go from the beginning, end, and then it will start at the beginning again. But then you have ping pong. So if I had my hand go to the end, it would go back to the start like this and wouldn't just cut back to the start immediately like loop, which is the best thing if you're trying to make a animation where someone's jumping up and down or just a simple waving animation. Okay, now let's go over the speed percentage. The speed percentage is just how fast you want the animation to be. I think 100 is a great number. If it's not, you can always do 200 or 150. That's pretty good. Stop at end and stop at start. That will make it so when you start your animation, which is right here, the stop at end will make it stop at the end. So if the end of the animation is me waving my hand, it will stop at the end and not go back to the start. And stop at start will make it go to the end of the animation, then it will hop back to the start of the animation and stop there. So if you don't want your animation to continue playing, because it will continue playing if you don't have one of them options checked. And allow holding, I have no idea what that does. So you can leave that alone if you want. Um and yeah, that's all. So let's go ahead and spawn the monster we be using. And I have the perfect monster to do. Yes, my beautiful creation right here. My first ever monster in this game. If you want to see this monster in action, it's not animated, go to my Phobia 1.5 room. Anyway, so as you can see, if I hover over the monster, you see that everything is green, which means if I move it, everything is going to move on the monster. So therefore, if I connected it to the animation, it will be bad for the animation, because if I'll go over this menu later, but if I connected this to the animation, I can only move this. If I want to move this separately, go ahead and disconnect it from the animation. And you're going to want to edit your monster. And let's say I want to move the hand by itself. So I'm going to go highlight this part of the hand and I am going to split it up. So you want to do this with each part of your monster. And yeah, I'm not going to do it all the monster. I'm just going to show you with the arm, but you can go ahead and do it with the rest. And then what you want to do is you want to connect everything to the animation gizmo over here. Now that we have this split off and we can animate this by itself without moving the actual body, let's go over the edit menu. So here you can play your animation. We have no animation yet, so it's not going to play nothing. You can add a frame, remove a frame. That's how we're going to add the frames to the animation. You can copy a part of the animation. So let's say I'm just going to show you an example. You might want to animate with your thing off or on surface to make it easier. So let's say I have my hand going like this. If I want to make it go back, I can just copy this and paste it. And there we go. If I play it, You see, it goes back on the animation when I didn't animate it. So copy and paste is a very nice tool with this. Then you have the time, which obviously if you add it's a second. You can actually change the time if you want. So you can set how long it's going to take for a frame to happen. You can also insert a frame as you saw here. It will insert a frame in between in case you messed up and want to do something else. You have smooth, which will smooth out your animation. I don't really use this a lot, but you can. It's going to mess with the lines and animation though. You have linear, which will just play a linear animation. Actually, I think it would just be easier to show you. I'm going to just go ahead and move the arm like this. Yeah, I'm just going to move the arm like that, and I'll show you the difference. So this is linear animation. Let me get off of it so you can actually see it without that green stuff on it. So this is a linear animation. As you can see, it's just linear, regular animation. Here you have ease, which it eases in and bounces back out. Oh, I'm sorry. That was the first animation. Okay, so you have to do this with each animation individually. So if I turn this to ease, if I go back here, this will go back to linear. So you need to make sure that all your frames have the same exact thing. So this is linear, just a regular animation right there. Then we're going to change both these to ease. Here's your ease animation. Ease is in and ease is out. That looks pretty nice. I mean, if you're trying to do like a little cartoon animation, I think this will be good for you. And oh, I didn't want to remove that. Real quick fix. And we're going to do ease fast now, which is ease, but obviously it is faster. Now it depends on what kind of animation you're doing, but yeah, this is probably one of the better animations, ease and ease fast, if you're trying to do like a cartoon animation. The linear is kind of rough, so you probably want smooth with that if possible. And over here, you can move it, transform, rotate, select. You are probably, as you can see, the rest of the tools are locked here because you can't really do anything with that with the animation. And yeah, one more thing about the frames here. The first frame right here, or 0.0 frame 0. I'm just gonna say frame 0. Frame 0 is where your animation starts. So let's say that I accidentally move my monster somewhere that it should not be. If I go into here, you see it starts at frame 0. And then if I press done, it just goes back. So frame 0 is going to be your starting animation, which the monster starts on. And I'm just going to make a little simple waving animation with the hand. If you want to do the feet and everything else, it's probably better to use multiple animation gizmos instead of just the one. So when you go ahead and click on a hand, make sure this is off. It's easier to move around with the animation. You notice how this line curves the more that I curve this. Well, we do not want the line to start curving like that, because when the line starts curving like that, the animation will actually go on that line like that. So if I play it like this, you notice that the arm's acting a bit strange. And you see it's because the line is too curved. You don't want your line to be too curved. So I'm going to add an animation back again. And you want to, it's okay if the line is a little curved. Like I say, this is an okay curve. Yeah. You don't want it to be more curved than that. So if you're going to do a waving animation, you're going to want to make multiple frames. And I'm just going to do this quick. It may not be the best work, but yeah, you do not want the line to curve too much, because if the line curves too much, then you're going to be in a whole lot of trouble. And obviously, we do not like trouble. So I think that's a okay animation. Let me add one more frame. And I'm going to go ahead and play it. And as you can see, it curves along the line a little bit, but the animation is still pretty good. And you see it's going back and forth like that because I got it on a ping pong. So that's what I mean. Ping pong will make it go up and back down, and loop will make it go into a loop and go from the end to the start. So yeah, there you go. There's how to animate something. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.